ever adopted. And innovation has an aspect of impact. So it should result in public outcomes to effectiveness, efficiency, or customer satisfaction. Next. And just to give like a quick activity of what's in your bag. Now that we have defined innovation, no, can you look quickly inside your bag and check if there's something Filipino innovation inside your bag? And just a quick race, perhaps, meron ba dyan innovatively made Filipino inside your bag? Come on. Kasi kung wala, may problema tayo dito. Meron, can you raise it? Someone's racing over here. I think it's a hand-woven wallet. Hand-woven coin purse. Anything more innovative that's made in the Philippines? Or maybe you could see something made in America, made in China. Someone's racing out there. Parang kakaunti. Very few. Kakaunti po ang nagtataas. And it looks like, we have a problem here. If you have a USB, well, it's not from the Philippines. It's from Israel. If you have, ano ba, mga Filipino apps, Waze, well, that's from Israel as well. Ano pa? So, parang we have a problem, ano? So hopefully, the focus of, hopefully in our next LGU summit, we will be able to really raise more Filipino innovations. We really need to support more researches, more innovators on the ground, and more startups to really put their products on the market and help them scale up, no, and internationalize. And hopefully next year we would be able to raise up more inventions that are truly Filipino innovation. Next, please. So how do we measure innovations globally, on a global aspect? Of course, we have the Global Innovation Index, although it cannot really measure fully, no, the innovations in the Philippines, but it's a good measure to actually compare at par, how we are at par with our neighboring countries. No? So 132 countries are compared here, and just so we would understand the graphs that I will present later on, it's being measured with two main indices, and that is number one, innovation input and innovation output. So what is innovation input? This is anything that we invest on innovations. Any sample, it could be support for startups through funding. It could be establishment of fab labs or innovation establishment to support startups. It's anything that we invest on for innovations. And the innovation outputs, the second index, this is ideally the effect of our investment. No? So it could be increased number of unicorns, startup unicorns in the Philippines, more researchers in the Philippines, or more innovations in our bags. So innovation input. Next, please. So why do we need innovation? So in NEDA, we tried to look and compare the 2013 GII input sub-index with the 2019 GII output sub-index. We just want to know here, if the Philippine investment does it translate to innovation output? And in this trend, it has a positive relationship naman. The Philippines is represented by the red dot line, which shows that yes, we are able to translate investment in innovation input into more innovation output as compared with other countries that made the same level of innovation investments. And that is good. So we are investing innovation and it's translating to innovation output. Good. However, let's look at the next graph. Next. We tried to plot here the 2013 GII output sub-index and try to compare it, does it translate to this higher quality standard of living in the Philippines? And that is, we use the GDP per capita in 2019. Of course, we want it's positive, no, na our innovation input translate to innovation output. That's good. But here in this graph, we are below the fitted trend line. So this has two inflection points. And the red dot is the Philippines. It's below the fitted trend line, which means that no, there is a gap here because our output doesn't translate to high standards of living in the Philippines. So we really have to do considerable efforts to make innovations really be felt in the communities and affect the socio-economic development. Next. So we are top 5 in the Southeast Asia in terms of innovation. We are constantly in the middle of the pack. Number 1 is Singapore, number 2 is Malaysia, 3 is Thailand, number 4 is Vietnam, and we are in the middle of the pack. I'm not sure if it's negative or positive, but medyo may budol po dito in a way kasi we are so far behind this top 4 countries. Next. And here are the challenges we currently face. Number 1, we have inadequate human capital and resources for research and development. In fact, in the Philippines, so we measure the human capital resources. One thing we measure it is through researchers per million population. And in the Philippines, it's tumataginting. This is very sad. But we only have 173 researchers per million population in the Philippines. Compare that to Thailand with 2,000, Singapore with 7,000, Korea with 9,000. We have 173 researchers. And most of our talents go abroad. Number 2, we have limited infrastructure for R&D and capacity to innovate. In the UNESCO standards, the country's investments to R&D should be at least 1% of the GDP. In the Philippines, currently, we are at 0.32%. It only shows that we don't really invest so much with R&D. Are we really serious with innovations? Because there is 0.32 very far behind as well with our ASEAN countries. Next. Now, number 3, we have weak linkages and limited collaboration among the innovation actors and fragmented innovation policies and programs. Next. Next slide. And part of the challenge are having to keep up with the changing demand for jobs. Sino na ditong being affected by the digitalization, AI, machines, and little by little work are being displaced by technology. Or in turn, work is being created by technology. But per the Future of Jobs report of the World Economic Forum, tignan natin, nandito ba yung skills natin sa declining? Top 10 declining jobs in the next 5 years: bank tellers and related clerks, postal service clerks, cashiers and ticket clerks, data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, executive assistants, top 10 declining. Material recording and stock-keeping clerks, accounting, bookkeeping, payrolls, and this, I'm surprised. Top 10 declining as well are legislators and officials. Paano ba yan? And statistical finance and insurance clerks, door-to-door sales workers, news and street vendors and related workers. And the top 10 growing jobs, some of this we haven't heard in the last 5 years, and now they are the growing jobs. Number 1, AI and machine learning specialists, sustainability specialists, business intelligence analysts, information security analysts, and so on and so forth. And even the demand for skills are changing. Sabi dito sa web, 44% of the core skills needed for employment and career will change. No? And before, we look for skills on writing, mathematics, sensory processing abilities, manual dexterity, and yung dating important skills, endurance and precision. And those skills usually are what we use for manufacturing, factories. And these same jobs that we needed, like 10 years or 15 years ago, these are the same skills that are declining. And I think if we are doing the same thing 5 years or 10 years ago and we're doing it the same thing, maybe we have to check. Maybe we're already obsolete or we are just keeping afloat. No? So we need to keep innovating. Everyone knows about Nokia, right? Everyone owns a Nokia at a certain point. But they failed to innovate. They filed for bankruptcy. Everyone knows Kodak. Kodak, the biggest in film photography, but they failed to innovate into digital photography. They filed for bankruptcy. And I think it's the same with public sectors as well. No? And next, please. So this is from 2022. By 2025, there will be 85 million jobs that will be displaced by automation. And then, minsan, we're so afraid for digitalization and automation, no? And when I was talking about this in an event, one person told me, you know what, I don't agree to digitalization and automation. I don't agree to that. Why? Because my dad works at parang sabi niya, she mentioned, her dad works at this manufacturing company for building, producing hollow blocks. And when it was automated, her dad, parang tinanggal sa trabaho. Her dad was displaced. And sabi niya, I don't like automation. And you know what? There is good and there is bad with it. And this 85 million jobs that will be displaced, it may just be a number, but it's not just a number. These are people. And this could be your lolo, this could be your tita, your tito, your tatay, or your sibling. And so we really need to be serious in our upskilling and reskilling projects and support so that these people who will be displaced will be part of the 97 million on the new jobs that will be created. Next. Of course, there's a lot of opportunities. The government are taking it seriously. We have like enabling policies. For this, we now have the Philippine Innovation Act, the Innovative Startup Act, Philippine Digital Workforce Competitiveness Act, Ease of Doing Business, and Efficient Delivery of Government Service, Trabaho para sa Bayan Act, etc. And we have been promoting collaboration among innovation stakeholders through infrastructure and facilities, but still there's so many work to be done in this area. Next. Next. Next, I'll just keep on that part. Okay, so this is our flagship project in terms of innovations, the Republic Act number 11293, or the Philippine Innovations Act. And this is chaired by the President of the Philippines himself. So it's an act that adopts innovation as a vital component of the country's development policies to drive inclusive development and promotes growth and national competitiveness of MSMEs. Next. So the NIC, or National Innovation Council, was formed in this law. It's a 25-member council chaired by the President of the Philippines. Next. Vice Chair by the NEDA Secretary, with 16 ex-officio members and 7 executive members. Next. From the private sector representatives representing scientific community, MSME, academe, and business representatives. Next. And per the law, the NIC were mandated to draft the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy Document, or the NIASD. So this is the 10-year vision and long-term goals and strategies to improve the innovation governance and innovation ecosystem in the country. Next. So this has been co-createdly crafted with development partners, private sectors, academe, the government, and innovation stakeholders. Next. And the President himself is the one who launched the document in September 27 of last year. Now, one of the features of the NIASD, of the document, is the unwanted future. So it's not just the future that we want, but also we have conducted futures thinking, design thinking, to know what are the plausible futures as well. Because we know that innovations is a double-edged sword. If not managed well, it can either make or break a country. And these are the unwanted futures that we don't want to happen. Number one is distress and disasters. It's a scenario. We call it masakuna. This is a scenario where technology is advancing, but it cannot be utilized to solve the climate crisis. And makita niyo yung imagery dyan, medyo parang storm surge. Yan. And then the next scenario is slow to change. Or we call it mabagal. This is a scenario where there is considerable technological progress, but society has a slow response to stimuli. Solutions are more reactive than proactive. And napag-iiwanan pa rin tayo ng ibang bansa. Third is wider inequalities, langit lupa. Well, it's a double-edged sword, and our image for that is parang it's informal urban poor communities, and then sa taas niya, there are 2 rockets. So this is a future that we don't want, where it creates more gaps. Next. Of course, we never lose sight of our preferred future, our ambition natin 2040, of a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay para sa lahat. Next. And in creating a dynamic innovation ecosystem, you would see this in the innovation agenda. These are our key strategies, just 4. Number 1 is to create a pervasive culture of innovation. 2 is to capacitate innovation actors. Next is collaborate using platforms that are active, reliable, and useful. And then 4th is connect innovation actors with potentially commercially viable products to investors and possible markets. So it is from end to end, from creating that innovation culture to commercialization. The key is commercialization and being able to scale up and internationalize the Filipino innovations. Next. This is our third to the last slide, very quick. Next. Yeah. So at the heart of the innovation process is the entrepreneur. No? Innovation actors, startup founders, inventors. They are the heart of the whole framework. And prior joining the government, I am from the startup sector myself. And I am an advocate that big change will be driven by entrepreneurs and startups, especially disruptive innovations. And saan kaya ang government dito? Saan tayo? The government is surrounding them, supporting our main stakeholders. And, can you move back on the, yan. Supporting our innovation in terms of policy, removing barriers to innovation, providing infrastructure, and innovation financing, and also creating innovation programs. Again, the goal is how do we move beyond the buzz of innovations in the Philippines? We can talk about innovations, its benefit, the facade that we have it. But how do we actually realize it? How do we move beyond the bus? How can we put it inside our bags? And how do we realize innovations for socio-economic development that is felt in the communities? Next. So for the full version of the NIASD, may please scan the QR code. So you can see there the national innovation strategies of the National Innovation Council. It will be provided as well to you. And then in my last slide, next. Again, that's the full version. So you can scan that QR code, it will be provided to you as well. Next. This is my last slide. And I know you have seen this before in your many siguro workshops that you've went to before, but what do you see in the picture? What do you see in the picture? So there are two, parang may tao, dalawa, naghihila sila, pero yung gulong nila, pansin nyo, it's a square wheel. And then someone is offering them circle wheel. What did they say? No thanks. We are too busy. And we can relate to that, government, because we are doing so many things. We are so busy. But you know what? Understanding more the bigger issues that the Philippines is now facing. It's a sin to not innovate, especially in the public sector. In businesses, in the startup, you know, the Gen Z people and the millennials where I came from, everyone wants to be the next Mark Zuckerberg, the next Bill Gates, the next millionaire and billionaires. But you know what? It's more exciting to change Philippines one step at a time. And here, I came from the startup sector, and there's only two options in the business sector. Number one is to disrupt or get disrupted. Disrupt or be in the oblivion of obsolescence. And it's the same thing in the public sector. And we may have too many tasks at hand, but let's never be too busy to innovate. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rogerin Miguel, and thank you very much for that very comprehensive report regarding innovation as we need to understand it today. Now, to inspire and give us ideas on how we can also level up smart city development in our country, we invited an esteemed guest from Japan to share with us their initiatives on smart and sustainable development to benchmark and inspire us to adopt proven, tested, reliable, and effective solutions in addressing local governance challenges and in building safe, resilient, and livable communities. On global emerging innovations and smart initiatives, Japan has been known to pursue low-carbon urban development by creating compact cities to minimize travel distance, encourage walking and cycling as a means to achieve zero-emission urban mobility in order to reduce environmental problems and energy consumption. We are honored to have with us this morning our second and last speaker for this session, Mr. Yamauchi Kazuya, Director for Global Market Development, Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism of Japan, to share their country's initiatives on smart urban infrastructure and low-carbon mobility.
Okay, to Honorable DILG Secretary Benjamin Avalos Jr. and distinguished guests from LGUs and international organizations, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po. And thank you for inviting Minister Saito of Japan to this prestigious event. I am the representative on behalf of the minister. It is my greatest honor to present here at the Local Governance Summit 2024. My name is Yamauchi, and I am Director of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism. For today's presentation, I'm going to talk about Japan's smart cities and international cooperations. So these are today's topics. The first topic is Japan's smart city efforts. Okay, this is the history of urban development in Japan. In 1960s, Japan was in the period of high economic growth. In this period, we experienced shortage of housing and infrastructure such as electricity and water supplies due to rapid urbanization. To overcome these issues, we provided a mass supply of housing and infrastructure. In 1980s, we had to deal with high-quality living environmental needs and traffic congestions. So we improved housing performance standards and expanded traffic infrastructure networks. And since 2000, due to falling birth rate and aging society and decreasing population, we started to aim towards compact city plus network town planning. And as well, we all experienced COVID-19 pandemics and other issues such as climate changing. We became more aware of new ways of living. So the realization of smart cities has become more and more important for us. With our history of urban development of Japan, Japan has grown strengths in eco-friendliness, TOD, or transit-oriented development, and disaster-resilient cities. And by utilizing the experiences and technologies which Japan has accumulated so far, Japan has been supporting ASEAN countries in smart city development. Next, please. This is an overview of smart city projects in Japan. There are about 200 demonstration projects and in about 160 areas in the period of 2017 and 2020. Implementation of CityOS projects are in progress in 23 areas. And in terms of CityOS, we aim for implementation in 100 areas by 2025. Next, please. This slide illustrates some examples of smart city projects in ASEAN countries. These projects utilize Japan's experience and technologies of urban development. I believe that the participants of this conference will also benefit from Japan's knowledge and experiences. So I would be happy if Japan would be of your help in smart city development in the future. The next topic is Smart Jump. The Smart Jump is a Japan Smart City initiative for ASEAN countries, and it consists of 4 support measures. For example, we are conducting studies for development of smart city projects. The outcomes of these studies will be a master plan, a feasibility study, or a demonstration test. In the Philippines, we have done a number of studies in Metro Manila, Cebu, Davao, Cavite, and Palawan under Smart Jump initiative. This slide shows a past study in Davao and Cavite regarding river-related disaster prevention. In this study, we explored and prototyped AI-based water level measurement system and GIS-based disaster prevention dashboard system. In this project, we worked closely with DRRMO of both cities. The next slide. This slide illustrates another study related to disaster risk management in Metro Manila. In this study, we worked with MMDA and PAGASA to do pre-feasibility study of radar rain gauge system. As MLIT and the government of Japan, we will continue to support ASEAN countries in many ways. And we hope that through infrastructure and digital technologies, we help improve quality of life and achieve safer, greener, and more comfortable communities and cities. The last topic, next please. The last topic is the urban digital twin data named Plato. This is Plato's short introduction movie. Next, please. So what is Plato? Plato is a project led by MRIT and the government of Japan that focuses on developing, utilizing, and sharing 3D city models. We are working together with lots of local governments and private companies and academia. This is a project everyone can join and enjoy the possibility of 3D city models. Next, please. In Japan, there is a City Planning Act. Under this act, the local governments create and update the urban planning base map in 2D format. They also conduct aerial survey in a regular basis and collect 3D data of buildings and shapes. So Plato utilizes these 2D and 3D data, 3D geometrical data, but also Plato incorporates semantic attributes from urban planning basic survey, which includes current usage or status of buildings and lands. This is how our Plato is made, and the models are very detailed and comprehensive. And most importantly, this is open to everyone. So let me introduce, next please, what we can do by using Plato's data. A wide range of use cases have been developed in many fields as Plato is open to everyone. Not only in urban planning and disaster management, but also in tourism, energy policy, infrastructure management, and other fields. This is an application of river overflow. The point of overflow is marked with red on the bottom. The evacuation places are marked with green. We can easily see that the water from river is spreading as the time goes on. It also allows you to visualize the water level in the actual city using AR technology. If you are delayed, the height of water would reach at this level. It is useful for residents to simulate the optimal escape routes from their homes and to visually appeal to them that if they delay their evacuation, they will lose their route to escape. Next, please. This is a large-scale crowd simulation. In this case, we utilize a specific type of building models derived from BIM. We can represent the inside of a building and simulate how people move from inside to outside in an emergency situation. These models serve as maps for conducting agent simulations involving a scale of over 10,000 individuals. Through this simulation, we can effectively plan evacuation strategies and control pedestrian flows at the block level. Okay, that is all for Plato. And lastly, I would like to announce that MRIT and the government of Japan will be hosting the 6th ASEAN-Japan Smart City Network high-level meeting in Tokyo at the end of October. This event has been supported each year by the government and cities of the Philippines. In recent years, DILG Secretary Avalos Jr. and Undersecretary Iringan kindly shared the knowledge and initiatives of Japan, the country. This year, the conference theme is Green Transformation, and there will be a tour of our latest smart city in Tokyo, which utilizes the Plato and hydrogen technologies for green society. We have recently sent out the invitation letters, and we are very happy and excited to welcome, and we hope to see you in Tokyo. Thank you, and maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yamauchi. That was a very inspiring presentation, highlighting how Japan addresses urban challenges and environmental preservation and smart solutions. The successes achieved by Japan in their urban and smart city development are things that we hope will be able to achieve here in the Philippines as well. Now that we have heard from our distinguished speakers, I hope that we draw inspiration from them as we continue to face local development challenges while we push to ensure efficient delivery of services. Both the national government and LGUs will truly benefit from these international experiences as we can adopt and replicate what may be applicable to our LGUs around the country. And so with that, we end the first session and we proceed immediately to the second session, which will be the launching of the Philippine Smart Local Government Network, or PSLG. And to provide us with an overview of the PSLG, may I now call on our very own Undersecretary from the DILG, Marlo Iringan.
Very much, Asek Kadoni Puno. Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon, everyone. A while ago, we heard him speak. Very passionate, tireless official. I'm referring to the Secretary of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Attorney Benjamin C. Abalos Jr. Of course, Quirino Governor, Dax Kua, the National President of the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, our dear governors, city municipal mayors, other elective officials, local functionaries. Of course, I would like to greet Mr. Khalid Hassan, the Country Director of the International Labor Organization, His Excellency Andrea Michael Fafersnosh, German Ambassador to the Philippines, and a while ago we listened to Director Ramauchi Kazuya of the Ministry of Land Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism of Japan, our development partners, Sir Alex and the others. Of course, I would like to greet also the DILG family. Good afternoon once again. In support of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 11, making cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, and in line with the Philippine innovations, the DILG launched the Developing Resilient, Innovative, Vibrant, and Efficient Smart Local Government Nationwide program last year at this same venue. Considering that the smart city concept is relatively new in the Philippines, the DRIVEN program adopted the Department of Science and Technology's definition of a smart city as an innovative city that uses information and communication technologies and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operation and services, while ensuring that it meets the needs of present and future generations with respect to economic, social, and environmental aspects. As an ecosystem, it is comprised of people, organizations and businesses, policies, laws, and processes integrated together to create the desired development outcomes that we want to see. With the support of World Bank, a study was conducted to understand the current status of smart city development in the Philippines, identifying gaps and challenges and support needed by local governments. Addressing the gaps, the DRIVEN program focused on strengthening partnership with relevant government agencies to provide enabling policies, capacity building assistance through technical support and knowledge exchange, and facilitate access to financing options to implement more responsive programs, projects, and activities that promote smart city development in the country. To operationalize this further, the department is launching today the Philippine Smart Local Governments Network, or PSLG, inspired by the ASEAN Smart Cities Network, to serve as a platform to gather local common goal and smart, resilient, and sustainable communities with technology and innovations as key enablers. The Philippine Smart Local Governments is envisioned to be a platform to gather local governments to work together towards the common goal of a smart, resilient, and sustainable local governments, and to enhance the lives of citizens with technology as a key anchor. Capacity development strategy to address the capacity needs of LGUs by linking them with other local governments, national government agencies, the private sector, and international and local development and academic institutions. The third is to collaboration and partnership to assist LGUs' smart journey with stronger support and synergies from national government, development partners, academe, and the private sector. And the last, it serves as a network that links local governments to innovative solutions and targeted informations with high potential for scale-up and replication. For the Philippine Smart Local Governments to work, it will have to forge partnership with concerned stakeholders, including government agencies. Initially, with DOST, DICT, DSUD, DAP, and development partners, as well as its membership in international networks, such as the Asian Smart Cities Network, among others, to harmonize and consolidate Smart Cities initiative globally into a unified platform accessible to all Philippine local governments. Smart, scientific, and technology innovations shall be explored in these initial thematic areas. The first, digital transformation of local governance, smart infrastructure and design in the built environment, green climate and disaster resiliency, healthy and safe communities, and the last, transparency, accountability, and people's participation. These early discussions are underway for initial agglomeration under the network in creative industries and the green economy sectors. To all who are here, we are honored to have your presence in this milestone event, which commences a new age in Philippine local governance with the use of smart technologies as its main driver. So before we will look at the AVP presentation to introduce this program, I think I have failed to acknowledge our partners from the national government agencies who have also worked with us for the longest time to make this event and this program a reality. So let us may I request your attention to the slides for the AVP presentation. Thank you and good afternoon, everyone.
By 2050, an estimated 102 million Filipinos will live in urban areas. With a fast-growing population, local government units and the Department of the Interior and local government are intensifying their efforts to ensure a well-rooted, comfortable, and secure life for all as envisioned in Ambisyon Natin 2040. Cross-cutting innovative strategies such as smart city solutions are taking place in improving the capacity to support the overall functions of cities, enabling responsive service delivery to their inhabitants. Smart cities are utilizing digital information to create safer, more efficient, and sustainable urban environments with a goal to improve the quality of life of the present and future generations. In response to the rising smart city solutions in the Philippines, the DILG launched the Developing Resilient, Innovative, Vibrant, and Efficient Smart Local Government Nationwide or Driven program to promote innovations and smart development in the country by providing enabling policies, extending capacity building assistance and technical support, developing knowledge products, facilitating knowledge exchange and sharing of good practices, enabling access to financing options to implement initiatives. Under the Driven Initiative, the DILG established the Philippine Smart Local Government Network, or PSLG, a collaborative mechanism for local governments to foster stronger support and synergies with national government agencies, development partners, the private sector, and academic institutions towards advancing smart, resilient, and sustainable local governments in the Philippines. Local governments across the country are progressively integrating smart initiatives and best practices to improve local operations and provide better services and quality of life for their constituents. For international benchmarking, the Philippines benefits from its membership in the ASEAN Smart Cities Network, or ASCN, a collaborative platform for ASEAN member states to work towards the common goal of smart and sustainable urban development. Philippine member cities to the ASEAN are the city of Cebu, Manila, and Davao. Manila, one of the most highly dense cities in the world, developed a solution to bridge the digital divide among its citizens. Through community engagement, the city government launched the Go Manila app to provide an exclusive ease of city service delivery access across all Manileños, including the vulnerable groups. One of Go Manila's key features is the capacity to provide digital identification to the unreached residents of the city. Gaining identity and legitimacy can open doors to ease of access to the local government services and employment. In Cebu, the city government plans to provide ease of mobility from northern to the southern districts through monorail, LRT, and cable cars. The plan will also include improved access to healthcare facilities and enabling physical activity by designing key locations in the city for its citizens to live an active, healthy life. Kawayan City was also named as the first smart city in the country by Global Community. These are just some of the examples of LGU initiatives adapting principles of smart city solutions, which can inspire the LGUs to learn and enhance based on the need of their communities. Smart development integration can push to make Ambition Natin 2040 a reality for every Filipino.
Thank you again, Yusek Marlo Iringan. To officially launch the Philippine Smart Local Governments Network, let us all witness the unveiling of the Driven and PSLG logos. May we now invite DOST Regional Director Nancy Bantog, DICT Undersecretary for Special Concerns Paul Mercado, DSUD Undersecretary Henry Yap, and DAP President Mahal Lea Ravago, represented by Michelle Belga, Undersecretary Marlo Iringan, Director Annalisa Bonagua, Governor Ray Tamayo, ULAP National Chairman Ms. Ray Choi of World Bank to unveil the Driven and PSLG logos. Can we invite everybody on stage, please?
May we also invite the National President of ULAP, Governor Dax Kua, to join the unveiling. Okay.
Okay, let's unveil.
Go ahead, Asek.
Ano ba to? Ready?
4, 3, 2, and 1.
Driven represents DILG's vision of a smart LGU, resilient, inclusive, efficient, and vibrant. Blue, red, and yellow represent the dynamic network of ecosystems of institutions working together towards sustainability, represented by the green leaf. The seemingly blue satellite aims to spread, to share, and to promote smart initiatives to reach as many LGUs. The Driven program anchors a network of LGUs committed to sharing innovations and smart initiatives among other member LGUs. The colors represent the different levels of LGUs, provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays. connecting the dots are baybayin characters which read as lalawigan, lungsod, at bayan. Indeed, this is a milestone partnership among the DILG, DOST, DICT, DSUD, and DAP, working together in supporting local government units in striving to build smart, driven, and resilient communities. May we invite everybody on stage, please, to join us in signing the commitment board.
Thank you to our officials. At this juncture, we will be hearing messages of support from our partners, starting with the Department of Science and Technology, represented by DOST Regional Director Nancy Bantog.
My beloved Secretary, Dr. Renato U. Solidum Jr. extends his apologies. He is in Region 6 right now, celebrating the Regional Science and Technology Week in Region 6. So please allow me to read his message of support. DILG Secretary, Attorney Benjamin Ben-Hur C. Abalos Jr., Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, National President, and Quirino Provincial Governor, Honorable Daquila Carlo Cua, officials from different national government agencies, local government units, development partners here and abroad, and stakeholders from different sectors, participants to the 2024 Local Government Summit, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Department of Science and Technology, I extend my unwavering support to the 2024 Local Governance Summit. This activity is significant as we aim to empower local governance and strengthen the bond between the national government and local governments towards nation building. DOST takes pride in being a partner and a collaborator of the Department of the Interior and Local Government and of the local government units across the country. Through our Smart and Sustainable Communities Program, or SSCP, DOST has been in strong and full partnership with more than 80 local government units in the country, with a goal of transforming them to become smart and sustainable communities. Anchored on our aspiration towards a productive and competitive economy, a high quality of life, and a sustainable environment for all Filipinos, we are in full implementation of the SSCP, working hand in hand with the pilot 80 local government units and paving the way for their transformation. Let me also express my warm appreciation and immense gratitude to the DILG and to the pilot LGUs of SSCP for their strong support to the Smart and Sustainable Communities program of the Department of Science and Technology. From the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding in Cauayan City last year, together with the Department of Information and Communications Technology and the Development Academy of the Philippines, the DILG has since been a crucial partner of the OST and a reliable enabler of bringing innovative solutions and technologies to the different communities in the country. We are also proud to be a partner in the developing resilient, innovative, vibrant, and efficient smart local government nationwide or DRIVEN program. This program seamlessly aligns with the SSCP of the OST as we unlock the full potential of technologies and innovations to bring about smart and sustainable communities, smarter health, smarter agriculture, among others. I hope that this summit will also be able to highlight the role of science, technology, and innovation in facilitating smarter governance. The OST believes that innovative solutions can become game changers in the new and profound ways of local governance that can effectively and sustainably address the concerns of cities and communities. Rest assured that the OST will remain steadfast and fully supportive of your initiatives and endeavors beyond this activity. We will be more than committed to share innovations and technologies that align with your priorities and strategies for effective local governance. We are excited to the new horizons and wide array of possibilities that lie ahead as we work together to achieve our common aspiration to provide Filipinos a safe, secure, comfortable, and strongly rooted life. The OST commits to working with you in providing solutions and opportunities through science, technology, and innovation. Thank you very much. Mabuhay ang mga bagong Filipino sa bagong Pilipinas.
Maraming salamat, Director Nancy Bantog. Next, may we call on stage the Department of Information, Communications, Technology, represented by Undersecretary for Special Concern, USEC Paul Mercado.
To all the distinguished guests, from to the DILG as represented here, to the private sector partners, and to ULAP, a pleasant good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Secretary Ivan John Uy, let me relay to you our message of support. Don't worry, this will be very, very short and sweet, as I know everyone is, I think, eating lunch right now. The Department of Information and Communications Technology, in its aim for digital transformation, expresses its utmost support to the Philippine Local Government Network in promoting an integrated ecosystem for local government units. We firmly believe that technology can transform government organization, simplify administrative processes, enhance the efficiency of government transaction, and improve the lives of the Filipinos. We hope in the DICT that we can contribute in providing strategic policy guidance to advance the development of smart and sustainable local government and further developing and implementing programs resonating with sound governance. The DICT affirms its dedication to collaborating and leveraging on our collective strength to support the government's vision of building a smart and sustainable communities. Mabuhay po ang DILG, mabuhay ang ULAP, mabuhay po ang Bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Undersecretary Mercado. Next, may we call on our friends from the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development, represented by its Undersecretary, Henry Yap.
To our distinguished guests and colleagues from the DILG, DOST, DICT, our partners from the World Bank, from GTZ, the UN Group, to our colleagues and fellow workers in government, a pleasant day to everyone. This is an exciting day as we come together to pledge our support to create the Philippine Smart Local Governance Network, or PSLG. This initiative reflects the commitment to make our cities and towns smarter, safer, and more sustainable. It is a big leap forward in our shared mission to build communities that are strong, inclusive, and ready for the future. Our local governments face significant challenges in urban development, from managing growth, climate change, to handling disasters and public health. Limited access to information and technology adds to these difficulties. The PSLG will be a strong initiative to address these issues by uniting smart city projects from various sectors into one platform, enabling local governments to access information, collaborate, and share resources. At the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, we are fully aligned with the goals of Driven Program and in the creation of the PSLG. We have our own Planado, or the Plan and Do program, which seeks to streamline, digitize, and facilitate land use, urban planning, and the development process through the use of smart technologies. The PSLG initiative complements what we're doing with Planado by providing a platform for collaboration among national agencies, development partners, and the private sector in the form of data gathering, knowledge, and resource sharing. Together, the synergies created by the programs will enable us to build a more reliable, smarter, yet affordable and sustainable human settlement across the Philippines. As we have to move forward, the SUD is committed to playing an active role in the implementation of the PSLG. We hope to provide guidance on policies related to human settlements and urban development, making sure that our smart cities projects and technologies align with our broader goals for sustainable development, whether it is for capacity building, development, technical assistance, or other forms. We are here to help our local governments overcome the challenges they face in urban development. With the Driven Program and the PSLG network, and with the implementation of the Planado program of the SUD, we are one envisioning a Philippines where our cities and municipalities are not only smart and sustainable, but resilient and inclusive. These programs are key to making this vision a reality. They represent a new approach to urban development in the Philippines by using technology, collaboration, and innovation. Let's continue to work together to build a better future for our country and the positive impact it will have on the lives of millions of Filipino. Mabuhay and congratulations.
Maraming salamat, Undersecretary Yap. Now let's call our colleagues from the Development Academy of the Philippines, represented by Ms. Michelle Belga.
Good afternoon. A message of support from Dr. Mahalaya V. Ravago, DAP President and Chief Executive Officer. To distinguished guests and representatives of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office, World Bank, GIZ, United Nations Development Program, United States Agency for International Development, United Nations Children's Fund, United Nations Human Settlements Program, and concerned national government agencies. Warm greetings from the Development Academy of the Philippines. The local government is at the cornerstone of development as they cascade directives from the national level and elevate concerns from the ground up. Recognizing this role, DAP seeks to transform the local government, gearing towards an efficient and responsive bureaucracy in these ever-changing times. As an attached agency of the National Economic and Development Authority, we remain steadfast in our commitment to fulfill the Philippine Development Plan. Strengthening government institutions is key in manifesting our national blueprint through cohesive capacity building. These initiatives include developing smart cities, measuring local revenue generation, and examining pro-people policies, among others. This will guide leaders in crafting innovative solutions to address perennial national issues. The Bagong Pilipinas brand of governance of the Marcos Jr. administration weaves seamlessly in realizing the vision of a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay for all Filipino, or the Ambisyon Natin 2040. This is our gargantuan task that DAP cannot accomplish on its own. Indeed, this endeavor merits the attention of all stakeholders at all fronts, so I encourage everyone to enrich discussions by exchanging ideas and sharing best practices in this summit. Nothing is too ambitious when we go over and beyond what is expected of us, especially when our citizens deserve nothing else but excellence in service. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat, Ms. Michelle Belga. And lastly, we'll hear from our esteemed development partner, the World Bank, that fully supported the DILG starting from conceptualization and now on the implementation stage of the DRIVEN program. To represent the World Bank, it is my pleasure to call Ms. Neray Choi.
Thank you very much. Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Neray Choi. I'm a Senior Urban Development Specialist at the World Bank. And I am in between your lunch and then probably lunch break, so I will be very brief. I'm very pleased to represent our country director for the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei, Mr. Zafar. And we are very, very happy to see this Local Governance Summit 2024 really launched successfully with all the LGUs and also important NGAs. And I'm very happy to be with esteemed agencies like DOST, DICT, DISHUD, DAP, and ULAP, and of course, all the LGUs, barangays, municipalities, cities, and provinces present in this summit. As you may know, the World Bank has been a long-lasting partner for the Philippines, both for the national and local governments, in really promoting its agenda of developing resilient, innovative, vibrant, and efficient cities and communities in the country. Our support has covered both development, policy, loans, and also project financing. But also we are very keen on providing technical assistance and capacity development support. And of course, through this engagement with LGUs, we would like to expand our work directly with the LGUs. And as Secretary Abalos mentioned, we would like to bring our global knowledge and expertise to the Philippines, more importantly. We are especially very excited because our recent collaboration with the DILG on really developing the DRIVEN program and also the Philippine Smart Local Government Network is really seeing the light of the day. And I would like to introduce the work we did with the DILG, which is culminated in this report, really presenting the findings from the survey with 145 cities and on their smart policy and initiatives. So I encourage you to find this report on DILG website. And we also have a joint booth with DILG at the exhibition where you can also find the hard copy and also the online version. So I encourage you to find us there and also throughout the summit. And lastly, we, of course, are committed to continue our collaboration with DILG in growing the PSLN and also the DRIVEN program going forward in collaboration with NGAs and LGUs. And in doing so, we really encourage all the stakeholders to come together for this multi-sectoral and cross-cutting issue of smart and sustainable cities and communities in the Philippines. Once again, looking forward to the growth of the Philippine Smart Local Government Network. And many, many congratulations on the successful launch today at the summit. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Choi.
Thank you very much, Ms. Choi, and thank you very much to all those who gave their heartfelt messages. As we come to the end of this morning's session of the summit, we are now up to the challenge of heeding the call to push this initiative forward and inspire more LGUs to innovate, adopt sustainable solutions, and revisit the way we do things, thus making it imperative to develop a collective spirit in governance and the moving power of partnership and collaboration to continuously seek solutions that are not only effective, but sustainable and responsive to the needs of our constituents. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this morning's session. Thank you very much to all of you. We'll see you again this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat, Assistant Secretary Ronaldo Puno. We would like to announce before we proceed with the break that for tomorrow's plenary session, the President's Program, in view of the lockdown procedures of the Office of the President, we request all participants to be inside forums 1 to 3 by 7 a.m.